Well, good evening, internets. It's me, DP Knudten, for another Bookward Bound, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And what is that done all about? It's about the creation of a brand new book by January 1st, 2021. Or to be more accurate, it's about the uploading of press-ready PDF files to Amazon's Kindle Direct publishing platform on January 1st of 2021. That's actually the day that I'm going to upload those files for a brand new book that I'm writing right now, live, in real time, in front of you, via this live stream. The book is called Nonfiction Brand, Discover, Craft, and Communicate the Completely True, Completely You brand you already are. And that's exactly what I'm working on tonight. I'm going to be working on some aspect of the book. Some nights it's writing, some nights it's editing, some nights it's designing or looking for photos, resizing photos, all that stuff. I mean, there's a ton of different things you have to do to create a book, especially if you're self-publishing it. And so I'm demonstrating it in real time exactly the way that I've done it successfully in the past. My first book, Rotoma, The ROI of Social Media Top of Mind, 214 pages, co-written with Spencer X. Smith, turned out really, really great. And so this came out in August of 2017. Well, it's been a few years, and now it's time for me to get another book out. So I'm starting a brand new one all about personal branding and small business branding by extension, called, as I showed you, Nonfiction Brand. Well, what am I doing tonight? Well, good question. First thing I'm going to do is introduce you or take you on over to Scrivener, the application I'm actually using to write this book. And here you can see it right in the main window here. That's where you do the majority of the writing of the book. Over here on the side is where you get a bunch of sections or chapters. And I've got those color coded. So if you see a green or a blue, that means they're in really good shape. The reds, haven't written anything in there at all. The yellows, I've done a little bit, but they need a lot of work. And then the blues are written, but need to be edited, needed to be read through again, just to see if everything's cool. Well, earlier today, I was editing Monday's episode of the Nonfiction Brand podcast about this dude, Paul Ramondo of Perth, Australia. And I had been writing about him in this section. And so consequently, I kind of want to look at what is going on with Paul and to see if there's a section in the episode that we did today that I want to pull from and plug in here. And I know there is some stuff, but I want to use a different application to actually get a transcript of the episode today. And I'm using a service called Descript. Let's see if I can get this to come up. Yeah, should be coming up. Here we go. Descript is well, it does a whole bunch of different things, to be honest. And I'm still getting used to it. But one of the things it does, they got a new version of Descript. Let's restart, shall we? Yeah. Got to update it. Anyway, one of the things it does is allow you to get a transcription of anything you've done. No, I don't want to learn more about the new Descript. Skip. Screen recorder. Ooh. Skip for now. Yeah, I want to skip all this stuff because I need to go to transcription activity. And I want to see how far I can get transcribed in here because I've got 9 hours and 46 minutes since September 27th. Oh, it's a few more days. I may not be able to transcribe this episode because it gives you 10 hours a month under the membership that I have. And I'm right at 9 hours and 46 minutes. Well, let's see what happens. Since I'm still pretty new to Descript, and I don't know everything about it, I'm going to do a little bit of trial and error, shall we? Yeah, that's a good idea. And so I'm going to go in here. These are all the various transcriptions I've got already. and I want, they call it a composition. I want a new composition. And what is the composition? It's the actual transcription of the episode. So let me get this open. Nonfiction Brand Podcast, episode 114. The MP3 file, drag it on over. Ding dong. And it is going to first say new file dropped in there. It allows me to enter how many speakers. I've got 2 speakers, and then I hit transcribe. Yeah, it's going to take a few minutes to actually do the transcription, and it will ask me who the speakers are. I want to get out of there in a minute or so. So while I wait for that, I'm going to go back to Scrivener and look for the area. Oh, here we go. Multiple speakers detected. Identify speakers. Just the other day, I was looking for. Okay, that's me.
Also, a point that you touched on before to kind of go super meta. And you mentioned that you haven't been doing much in the personal branding space.
So it will go through and actually grind its way through the entire episode and assign the speakers their names, which is good. It's a very handy feature, but it will take a minute. So I'm going to go back to Scrivener. You can see it's already working on the transcript here. Oh, look, and it's already got our names in there. DP Knudten and Paul Ramondo. So since they've already done this, I'm going to start looking for a section I want to talk about. Logs and topic. 50th views. Skipping ahead. Yeah, maybe I should talk about his. Yeah, I want to correct it. Facebook ads, love my Facebook. So let's listen in here.
You mentioned that you haven't been doing much in the personal branding space. I haven't been producing much content. However, you are writing the book at the moment. So there's a bit of a subtle irony in that. It's like, well, I'm writing a book on social, yet I'm not being very overly active on social media. And I just want to touch on that because I think one of the ways that I view my social marketing presence, especially these days, is the same way that I view marketing music, in the sense that the traditional music marketing model is, all right, you write an album, you're in a full-time band, you go away and you spend 3 to 6 months writing that album, writing the songs, practicing them, recording them, demos, then recording them properly, and then you might have 20 songs, you pick the 12 best, and you might have a few B-sides, and then you go into the promotional phase. You get the product ready for launch.
All right, so I can grab this all the way down to promotional phase, and I want to write about this. I think I want to move this all the way up toward the top. Love me some drag and drop. And a lot of this formatting stuff will be fixed later. So I'm not worried about it too much. I just need the photo in there. And a lot of this formatting stuff will be fixed later. So I want to plug in this quote about this long extended quote. All right. And I'm going to get rid of some of this. conference. Fiction brand. Episode number 113. That can go. Number 114. So now I got to go through this thing. You mentioned the oven. I haven't been producing much content. However, you are writing the book at the moment. So it's a bit, there's a bit of a subtle irony in it, in that, like, well, I'm writing, quote, or be quote, I'm writing a book on social, yet I'm not being overly active on social. And I just want to touch on that because I think one of the ways that I view this, my social media marketing presence, especially these days, is the same way that I view marketing music. In the sense that a traditional marketing model is, all right, you write an album, you go on tour, you're a full-time band, you go away and spend 3 to 6 months writing the album, writing songs, practicing them, recording them as demos, and recording them properly. And then you might have 20 songs. And then you pick the 12 best. And you might have a few B-sides. And then you go into the promotional phase. You get ready for product. You get the product ready for launch. And then you launch it. And then you do the you do promo. Do you then go into her? What?
You do promo, you then go on tour. And
you then go on tour. Promo. You then go on tour. I can cut some of this down. I just want to touch on that because one of the
especially these days is the same way that I view marketing music, in the sense that the traditional music marketing model is, all right, you write an album, you're in a full-time band, you go away and you spend 3 to 6 months writing that album.
I don't know what that was. I'm going to get rid of it altogether. In my view, in the sense that you write an album, you're a full-time band, you go away, spend on tour.
relates to the personal brand is I'll stay relevant. I'll post, tidbits from my life. I've got a bunch of different content pillars, which are just reverse engineered from who I am as a human being. I'm a massive nerd, love my tech, I'm an emo kid, love my music.
Okay. Who I am as a human being.
Reverse engineered from who I am as a human being. I'm a massive nerd, love my tech, I'm an emo kid, love my music.
I'm using but if I'm not doing a product launch, means ugh. Same release. Transition. I'm basically in a transitional phase.
In a transitional phase, like I am in my business right now, in my mind, it's the same as what happened.
Okay.
In a transitional phase, like I am in my business right now, in my mind, it's the same as what happened.
It's in my mind, it's the same as what happens. They've just done that tour.
I'm basically in a transitional phase, like I am in my business right now. In my mind, it's the same as what happens when a band's just come off a massive album release. I'm basically in a transitional phase, like I am in my business right now. Happens when a band's just come off a massive album release and they've just done their tour and they're taking some time off to chill or work on the other parts of their band and planning so they can get ready for the next one to achieve the next goal that they're working towards. And I found that again, very clear.
Very cliche. One things that helps so much business. Taking me a long time to kind of internalize and then manifest into my reality is that patience thing. Going back, what we said in the last one, knowing that these crazy goals, but if you don't focus your energy onto the real specific goals that you're trying to achieve, and you tried to do everything like I did, sorry, my bad, I'm working. Take that out, a little personal. I'm just exhausting myself. I've learned that it's okay to take a step back and be everywhere all the time. On social, social as long that maps to what you and Work. Smart. Strategic. Not romantic. Object. Leave. Shiny. Objects. Leave the squirrels alone. And then I have to explain what I mean by that, which is fine, because I do mean something by that. You have to figure out exactly what I mean by it. But this will be me leading into him. Set this up as paragraph copy. Paragraph copy. Thank you. But italicized, except for the citation at the bottom. Nonfiction brand, however, should be italicized because it is the title of a piece of blah, blah, blah. Piece of content. All right, so I need to write something here. Create a good on you. Personal branding and personal balance. Personal, professional. Balance. No, I'm going to leave that. So I need a paragraph here. Yeah, this is what happens. Sometimes I don't know what to write, or yeah. This is when I think to myself, you know what? Come back here tomorrow night and work. Yeah. I think I've reached the point where my head hurts. It's a Saturday night, and I think I'm done because I'll be back here tomorrow. And that's one of the good things about doing a consecutive nightly live stream for 301 days. In fact, tonight is episode 232. That's right, 232 consecutive days coming down here to work on the book. Even if it's only half an hour, doesn't matter. Look at how much I've added to this book. It was, I think, about 800 words. Now it's close to 1,400 words, making it a nice... Let's see. Scrivener gives you a word count down here. If you click on it, it'll also tell you the average reading time. So, bingo, right there, 5 minutes and 5.5 minutes. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I want each of these seconds to be like a 5-minute sandwich eat. You know, it's like eating a sandwich that takes 5 minutes to eat. I guess that's a way to say it. And this is in good shape. But it still needs a little bit more. Probably another 250 words or so. Would you bring it up to about 1,700, 1,800 words? That's great, because that will not be too long, but it will be long enough to make the points that I really want to make. So, good. I think this is good for now. I will attack this again tomorrow night, typically about the same time, coming down here to work on it, because I've had dinner, I've spent some time with my family, and then it's time for me to do my live stream. Which, I'll be honest with you, I can't wait for this to be over, but I think I'm well past the excitement of doing this. And I'm not near the excitement of being almost done with it. I'm past the midway point, but I still have 69 days left to go on this journey. So I don't want to burn myself out. So I'm going to say goodnight for tonight. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast and Nonfiction Brand, the book I am writing right now in front of you, which will be coming out in early 2021. If you'd like to hear the podcast, definitely check it out, because Monday's episode, which comes out Monday, October 26th, at 3 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, will be a brand new episode with Paul Ramondo, the guy I've been writing about, or taking the transcript. That, what you've just seen right there, is actually his words coming straight from the podcast. So it's a great episode. I really enjoyed talking with Paul. Great guy. You should check it out. You can get it wherever you get your fine podcasts for free. Just search for Nonfiction Brand and look for this image. Well, at least the center part where it says Nonfiction Brand and my black and white photo. If you see that cover art, then you've got the right podcast. So that's all for me tonight. I will see you tomorrow. But until then, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.